those bolts effectively are completely seized in. I've only just realised on this side the gearbox is completely in the way. I'm going to show you quickly how bad it is. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you are new here, this is my Audi A3 that is a bit of sort of a project, sort of not. So we're doing a load of stuff on it, some that's sort of mechanical, some that's maintenance, and some that are just upgrades. So far we've done stuff like honeycomb front grille, we've put an S3 bumper on the rear, as you can see, S3 mirrors, got the wheels refurbed, new tyres, stuff like that, bit of stuff on the interior, and yeah, we're slowly getting through it. So today I've got a relatively big job, but it follows on from the last video that I did in this car, which was lowering it on the iBack Sportline kit. So how does this follow on then? So as you can see, the car has been lowered, which means that it obviously needs to get its tracking done. Now it hasn't been lowered long, and I wanted to make sure that all the springs were settled before I went and got it tracked up. But the last time I got it tracked, there was one bushing that was sort of a little bit worn out on the front here, which I believe was the lower control arm. Now you can get an anti-lift kit and stuff like that, but I drive this car every day, so I wasn't really feeling sort of stiffening it up. I do want it to still be comfortable. I've got other cars that are sort of, you know, a little bit harder and a little bit for spirited driving. So I've decided to replace the whole bottom arm, both sides, and obviously when you buy the whole bottom arm, it comes with all the bushings, which I will show you right here. So this is what we've gone for. It is a Lemforder, and if I can just get it out very quickly, then you can sort of see what we're working with. So you get this bit in sort of pressed steel, you get the little bushing in there, which is brand new, you get this bit which I believe is aluminium, and then this bit which is the bushing on mine that is worn. Like I said, you can get an anti-lift kit for that, but it's not something that I need. So yeah, that is what we're replacing. So hopefully that should tighten up the steering, because I am getting a little bit of wheel wobble on this as well, and the whole car is obviously tracked, the wheels have been refurbed and also sort of balanced, so there shouldn't really be any wheel wobble at speeds. Now the other thing we're doing is a very similar thing, but on the rear. Again, got Lemforder parts. They do make quite a lot of OEM VW parts, so that is why I've gone for them. Whether they're any good, I don't know, but you might recognise that as pretty much the same thing for the back. Spring sits in there, got some there to suspension, and this is the bushing that I needed. Now, don't get me wrong, I could have just got the bushings for both of these parts, but I've pressed bushes in before, it's not really that fun, and to be honest, once we get the wheels off and the car in the air, you'll see the condition of the parts that I'm taking off, and yeah, it's probably best if I replace them. So first thing we're going to do is jack the car up. I'm going to fit the rears first, and the reason for that is that the middle bolt on the low control arm, I believe, is the sort of camber adjusting one. That's why I'm going to have to get it tracked after this, but a lot of people have been saying that it's really hard to get that bolt out. So I'm going to do the rears first while I can, while there's a bit of daylight, and also there's some places open that I can get replacement parts if I need to. So I'm going to crack on getting the rears on, and then after that we'll get the front in the air and do the front. So let's go. Now, depending on how well you can see, I'm going to show you quickly how bad it is. So we need to just remove that bolt there and that one just up there. That apparently is the hard one, but as you can see, the condition of this is fairly corroded. I did notice that when I put my springs in, but once we take it off, I'll show you just how loose that bushing is up there. That's the one that's got the bushing in. And yeah, I don't know how much difference this makes on the rear, but it was quite a cheap sort of part to buy, so I just thought I'll do it before I get it tracked and yeah, see how it goes. There is more bushings in sort of this piece here. That goes like down and then back up again. So there is some other bushings there, but to be honest, I didn't end up getting them. And another one there. So I'm just going to do the bottom arm, see if that tightens things up, get it tracked, and if I've still got issues with sort of the car just feeling a little bit flirty, then I'll look into some other bits. So for now, I'm just going to quickly get this one off, and yeah, pick up with you any minute once it's removed. Okay, so here we are. Spring is obviously out, and this is what we're left with. So I've loosened off that bolt up there, taking this one completely out, and yeah, you can sort of see the condition of this. It's not amazing, to be totally honest with you. Some of sort of the spring seat, where that is sort of rotted away. So yeah, we'll get it replaced, and also you can see how much play is in that bushing. I don't think there's meant to be any play in the bushing, so I'll carry on getting this off, and then yeah, I'll show you the new one.
A few moments later.
The bolts that hold them in, I'll see if I can show you them. That's not them, by the way. But yeah, the bolts that hold them in, there and there, those bolts effectively are completely seized in. Now, when I searched this job, unlike the forums and stuff like that, it did say that this is a bit of a common issue. So what I'm going to do is try to attack the fronts. I'm going to order those rear bolts from Audi, and hopefully they come very shortly. I'll try to get the front sorted, and then hopefully when I take the car to go get the tracking done, we can quickly just swap those bottom arms over. This is the reason that I started on the backs, in case anything went wrong. I knew that was the hardest part. I always try and start on the hardest part, yeah, just in case something like this happens. So I'm going to very quickly whip the front wheels off, get the car in the air, and yeah, work on removing the front lower control arms, or wishbones, or whatever they're called. Drop a comment down below what they're called, and yeah, you might as well subscribe while you're there. Okay, so eventually that is off, and yeah, that is the old one that we're taking off. This is the main offending bushing here. They are meant to move a little bit sort of up and down, but I believe this one is moving sort of side to side, whereas the new one, obviously a bit of movement there, but yeah, much firmer side to side. So I'm quickly going to get this back on the car, and then yeah, get on with the other side. Okay, there we go. So that is the new lower control arm all in place. Looking lovely. See it there? Obviously we've got the new bushing just there. Hopefully that'll help things. And the new bushing inside that aluminium block thing there. So that is everything absolutely sorted. We'll move on to the other side, get this wheel back on, and then the job is a good one. Okay, so pretty much the exact same again. Take the wheel off. Let's see how much of this I can do one-handed. And then exactly the same. The things that you're looking to take out are that bolt right at the back there. There's 3 bolts in there, 118mm and 2 16s. And then 3 under there, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do these 3 here first, because I know they'll come undone very easily with me having just changed the suspension. And then you do just want to take a few little Torx screws out of your under tray, just to make this next bit a little bit easier. And then you've just got a little bit better access from here. You can get in there underneath and even push this bit out the way if you need to. So I believe that's an 18mm. I've only just realised on this side the gearbox is completely in the way. So next thing, 18mm just here. And then what we're going to do, because the gearbox is in the way, I don't know if you can see, just there, this bolt needs to come out. So what we're going to do is take off the subframe by just undone this bolt here. Hopefully that should drop it enough just to give us a little bit of movement, but we shall see. Here we go. Okay, so my phone is going to die very shortly, so I'm quickly just going to show you what I've done with that bolt. So we've dropped, I think it's the subframe, a little bit. So basically what I did was I undid this bolt here, and you see that one just right at the very far end, those two, and then these two, which are your anti-roll bar. And then basically what I've done is used a ball joint splitter just between the chassis and whatever part that is, and then you should be able to just get out. You can see the bolt there. If you still need an extra little bit, if you just get a jack and put it under the gearbox, that should just give you the extra little bit. But I just wanted to show you sort of what I was doing before this phone dies, just in case. But we are on the home straight. So yeah, I'm going to get all this back together, wheel back on, and if I've still got any battery, I'll do an outro. If not, you'll probably see me in my spare room in a couple of seconds. Okay, so in case you didn't guess, my battery died, and yeah, it was pretty easy to finish off the job. Obviously we're on the home straight anyway, just getting everything sort of tightened back up, and then we can move on to the other bits. So shout out to Cass, who I took the car to on the following Monday night. This video was recorded on the Sunday following Monday, the day after I took it to Cass, and he cut the rear bolts out. Obviously got the new bolts from Audi, and then that meant that everything was sorted. I had the new control arms in with the new bushings and new camber bolts, and then I could take it up for tracking. Went to Bram Racing again, which I went to in one of the previous videos. So yeah, big shout out to Brad at Bram Racing for sorting us out, having a little chat and a catch up. Yeah, always nice. So yeah, pretty much everything sorted. I got my little printout. The tracking was so far out. The rear wheels were not only cambered, but also like towing in massively. No, towing out massively. So yeah, it felt weird. It felt like the car was like rear wheel steer, but only for a day, thankfully. And then I got it tracked up and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's giving you a bit of an insight to what problems you might come into if you're gonna try to do this job yourself. Try and get a ramp. Don't jack your car up on the grass like me. But yeah, hopefully it's helped you. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give the video a thumbs up. Comment down below whether you think I did a good job, or whether next time I should just give it to somebody who knows what they're doing. And remember to click the subscribe button. But until next time, see you in the next video.